Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'm going to show you how I made this window card that's a double card, in as much as on the outside here you've got the Grapefruit Grove card and inside there's a Whisper White card. So this is where the image is from the front and this is where you'd write your greeting. I'm going to be doing Highland Heather today, but first of all I'll show you the first card that I did, and that was this one, which is Balmy Blue, but that's only got the one layer on the front, and as you know I do like my layers, so I went on to try this one and it worked beautifully, so that's what I'm going to do. So to start off with, I'm going to tell you the card pieces you're going to need, and they are, first of all, the card base is Highland Heather, and that measures 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, scored and folded at 4 1/8 inches, which is 21 by 14.5 centimetres, scored and folded at 10.5 centimetres. And then the Whisper White card needs to measure 7 1/4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, scored and folded at 3 5/8, which is 18.5 by 13.5 centimetres, and I've forgotten to write down where you need to score that, but it must be 9.25, yes, centimetres, score at 9.25. I'll make sure that I put all of that information in the box below. So that will be going inside there. Then you will be needing 2 pieces of Whisper White cardstock, which are approximately 3 1/2 inches by 3 1/2 inches, which is 9 by 9 centimetres, and they are for the frames. I did one frame on the inside as well. If you don't want to do that, then you'll only need 1 piece of that. A piece of Whisper White for your sentiment, which is approximately 1 1/4 inches by 2 1/4 inches, which is 3 by 6 centimetres, and then a piece of Gingham Gala designer series paper, which measures 3 7/8 by 5 1/2 inches, which is 7.3 by 14 centimetres. And I'm going to use the small side, this small check. Each of the colours in these, it's got small one side, big on the other. Right, so that will be stamping, that's die cutting. Let's just move that out of the way. And I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to do all the big shot in one go. So first of all, I'm going to adhere this onto my card base, and I'm going to use Tombow for that. And the reason I'm using Tombow for this rather than the tear and tape, which I've been using a lot recently, it's because I want the designer series paper to be adhered all over, because I'm going to cut the window out, so I don't want it to start lifting. Okay, so just adhere that in the middle. There we go. So we need to cut the window out and the frames and that. Actually, yes, I can do it, can't I? So I'm going to do my stamping, and I've been experimenting with different things. On this one I used the Balmy Blue ink for the sentiment. On this one I've used the black, but now I'm going to have a patterned front on this one, and I'm going to use the Highland Heather ink. The stamp set that I'm using is Vibrant Vases, so I'm going to be using this vase and this flower. It is 2-step stamping, so you can colour it using these bits here, and the flowers you can colour there. But with the flowers, if you saw my video where I made this card, you'll see how when I stamped the colour onto the flowers, I didn't like the way that it left the white areas, probably down to me not lining it up very well, but I finished up adding extra colour on there so it was all completely coloured. So this time I am going to colour them and leave the white where I'd like the white to be left. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I did that. So that's the stamp set. It is in the annual catalogue at the moment as a bundle with the punch, and I really do recommend that you get this to go with it. I haven't used it, oops, that was clumsy. I haven't used the punch with this card because it's a window. I wanted it to be through the window. I didn't want it to be die cut and raised, but I did use the punch on this one, so I do recommend that you get that as well. You save 10% if you buy it as a bundle. Right, so let's do, here it is. There we go, lovely. This is such a beautiful colour, it really is. So that's going to be die cut then. Right, let's move these out of the way and I'll bring my big shot up. Right, I have actually done my windows in advance. And the reason I've done both of them in advance is because you really do need to get your head over the top to make sure that you've got these lined up together. The dies I'm using for the frame, it's from the, oh, what have I done with that? Looks like I've tidied up. Oh well, never mind, at least I've left these two out, which are the two that I need. These are from our layering Squares Framelits, and the dies I'm using are number 7 for the straight cut and number 9 for the scalloped one. Now, do not use these at the same time because although they are layering, they don't actually fit inside. Okay, which means that bit there is resting over. These are inside, but that one's not. Well, maybe I could if I pushed it, but I'm not going to take a chance on that. If something went wrong with it, I'm not sure that Stampin' Up would replace them. It's okay if you can put one inside the other and you can see some spare cardstock, but as you could see that was not fitting inside nice and easily. So I always do the biggest one first, so that's that one, and then I bring this one in and I pop that so that each side is absolutely the same size. Let me just tilt this. Now I may be able to get this right, but just in case I've already oh no, there we go. Let's try that again without moving the plate. In fact, I know what I'll do. Let's turn that over. I think because it's a bit warped, and if it's warped it's much better to have the dip against the magnetic plate, not coming up as a bump. Right, let's try that again. I think that's okay. Thing is, if you don't get it right in the centre, you finish up with a very lopsided frame. So let's see, how well did I... Oh, by the way, that's a spare bit, so save that. That'll come in handy for something. Oh, I didn't do too badly. Okay, so you need 2 of those. No, keep the straight one, you need that again. And then this one, I've used the layering ovals frames, and I've using, if I can find it again, come on, don't disappear on me, I know you were here. It's number 1, the scalloped ones. Oh, there it is. Phew, having quite a little panic here. Okay, so I'm using the scalloped die, and it's a size 1. And that fits in there beautifully. Whoops. Right, stay still. Right, that's it. So that's my sentiment. And now for the card. Okay, so this is the top. This is where I want my window to go. And having the gingham here makes it nice and easy to make sure I get this straight and more or less even by just counting up the squares on either side. So you want approximately the same gap all the way round. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not quite 5 coming down, but that's fine. I'm happy with that. Just making sure that it's straight. That's good, don't let it move. And I do find that with my big shot, I can just run it through once and it will cut through both the sheets at the same time. Let's see if it's true to my word. There we go, yes. Alright, so again, save that. That'll be useful for something. So that's all the die cutting I need to do. Oops, whoops, it was clumsy. That's how things go, walkabouts. Right, so first of all what I'm going to do is I am going to adhere the 2 frames, and again I'm using Tombow, and I have a scrap of paper here to blot the frame if I put too much Tombow on. That's it. Don't come too quickly, please. There we go. Here's my tweezers. And then just pop that over there. And you should be able to cover up all the gingham on the inside, because the inside of the frame is the same size as the window. Okay, now this one. Again, if you don't want to do the inside, you just miss this step. That looks okay. Same as before, you should be able to cover up all the Highland Heather cardstock. At least with Tombow you do get a chance to give it a little bit of a push if it's not quite right. There we go, that's good, I'm pleased with that. Right, I'm just going to make sure my crease is good. And where's my card? This is my card, make sure that's a good crease as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is, when the card is made, this insert is, oh look at that, these things get everywhere, don't they? Your insert is going to be adhered in there, so the gap there and there is the same. The fold will decide the position against that side. So what you need to do, make sure that you have pushed this against the edge there, so that's where it will be adhered, and it is in the right place here. And use a pencil and draw a little corner on the inside. This is going to help you position, and also a little line like that, that'll tell you where your vase should start. And the other thing that I did was, let's put that back again before I open up again. What I did was I put little pencil marks on that side, so when I come to adhere this in, that's going to be my guide. So these are the two stamps I'm using. I'm going to stamp them in Stays On, and then I'm going to use my marker pens to colour them. So, which way have I been doing the vase on these? Well, the correct way round, haven't I? Let's use it upside down this time. Let's just check that. That's it. Okay, so put that where that pencil mark is. Make sure it's straight-ish. Give that a good press. There we go. So that's my vase. And the flowers. I'm a little bit nervous about my Stays On because I re-inked it the other day. And sometimes when I stamp it's coming out quite wet. Right, so are you still in screen there? Yeah. So I'm just bringing my flowers to fit on the top there. That's good. And then I'm going to stamp the flowers inside so that I can colour them like that. Did that with the blue one as well. There we go. Right, I'm going to do the flowers first on the inside, and this is Granny Apple Green. So first of all I do the leaves. There are 5 of these, and then once I've done the leaves I know that everything else after that is a flower. Okay, now Highland Heather. Now what I do is I just colour around the edge. On big petals then I will colour in a bit extra, but I leave it until I've done all of these. Then I have a look at it and see if I think there's any petals that have got too much white on. But this really is not a precise science. It's a really nice, quick and easy way of painting. As you know, I'm not much of a colourer, but this is my way of getting away with things. Okay, so every petal just go round the outside. The only bit I don't worry about is the centre. Now on ones like this, where you've got a long bit of petal, which is like that one there, is underneath this one here, I do go just a little line along. Really and truly, when you do some kind of colouring like this, there is no right or wrong to it. It's one of those things, if it's pleasing to your eye, it will be pleasing to somebody else's eye. Okay, so I'm looking at this now, quite a lot of white on that one and that one. Let's fill it in a bit, fill that in. Otherwise I think that's beautiful. Okay. What was that? Just heard something fall down over there. Right, now this one I'm going to do exactly the same, which is leaves first. Okay, so that's 5 of them. And now the petals. Beauty of this is it's really quick and easy to do. Anything that doesn't look quite right, just go back and give it a little bit more colour. Right, just watch out for the leaves, the vase now. Now that one I'm going to assume that the petal has gone inside the vase. It happens. There we go. Just make sure there's not too much white on any of them. I'm happy with that. Now we need to do the vase, and on all of, or both of mine rather, not all of them, I have kept the vase the same colour as the flowers. And I'm going to do the same here. And what I do with all of them, I just colour them in solid. but I don't want to keep on going over the same area so that it gets really dark. So I try to do it with just one sweep. And then where the leaves are, I go over those again to make them come up darker. Doesn't take long, does it? And if that's not dark enough, you just go over again. Okay, so that's the colouring. And on this one I'm going to do the yellow in the middle. Or am I? Shall I leave it for the... There's two ways I've done this. This one I used yellow on the inside of the flowers, which I rather like. But on that one I did the rhinestones. But I equally like that. I'll stick to rhinestones for the time being. If I change my mind I can come back to it. So remove your pencil marks, not forgetting the one underneath the vase. Obviously if you use different images here you're going to have to work out how to position it, and the way I would recommend that you do that is to cut yourself another piece of, it doesn't have to be cardstock, but at least paper the same size as this window, and then do your image onto that scrap piece so that you will know how it fits in and where to position it all. Right, so next thing is to adhere this inside. Now I've got my pencil marks and I'm just going to put one line of snail down there. I'll turn it up the right way. Okay, so what you need to do is line it up with the pencil marks, make sure it's in the crease, and before you push it down make sure it's coming through the window correctly. When you're happy with that, push it down. Okay, so there's your card. It was easy, wasn't it? Take these pencil marks off. Now I need to put some baker's twine. I don't have anything in Highland Heather. I do have the Highland Heather ribbon, but I don't want to use that because it's too wide, and that will hold that attached, or at least I think it will hold that to that, so when it gets opened up it would come up with it, whereas just with the baker's twine it will open up so you can actually see the flower is accessible, shall we say. Right, I think that will be long enough. Let's measure this properly. I don't mind wasting a little bit, but I don't want to cut a big chunk of it and find that I waste a lot of it because I've cut it too small. Got to start again. So let's have these brilliant paper snips. And I tend to tie mine with my card on the side because I like my bow to be sideways. So let's see if I can do that. That's it. I would like it to be up a bit. There we go. So let me just trim that a bit, not too much. And then I need my rhinestones and also my sentiment, which I'm going to use dimensionals for. I just have 2 of these. And tweezers. I just put that about halfway. Try and get it straight. There we go. So I put rhinestones one in each flower. Yes, I'm definitely going to do one in each flower. In fact, I could put yellow on the ones inside, couldn't I? Because I don't put rhinestones inside. Okay. It looks quite nice with the yellow in, don't you think? But for the front, it's going to have rhinestones. My paper piercer. And I also put one on either end here. Did I put large ones on both of them? No, just that one. Well, as we're trying to do differences on all of these, we do the large ones. Oh, I thought that had lost it, glued up, but not. There will be photographs of all 3 cards on my blog on the day that I publish the video, which will be 2 days from now, which I think must be the 13th of January, I think. So there we go, there's today's card. Lovely and easy, and it's just absolutely delightful. Put your sentiment in there. So there's that, Grapefruit Grove, and the one without the layer is Balmy Blue. So I hope you liked that project for today. Hope you give it a try. If you have any questions, please leave them in the box below the video. I'm always happy to help, and also like to read your feedback too. In the box below, I'll also put all the measurements and score lines and metric and inches as well. I'll do both. There'll be a link to my 24/7 shop in the box below. And don't forget, we are going through Sale-a-bration until 31st of March 2018, which means for every £45 or €60 of your order, you can choose a gift from the Sale-a-bration brochure. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up demonstrator who you order through, I'd love you to order through me, and I'd be happy to send you the catalogue, so please email me at janb@janbcards.com, and I'll be happy to pop them in the post for you. If you've enjoyed my video and you'd like to be notified each time I upload a new one, please click the subscribe button, which is in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, and also click the bell after that to say that you want the email notifications, and then you won't miss any videos. You'll get notifications straight into your inbox, and you can decide whether you want to watch it from there. So many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.